the way I like to describe it when I'm meeting with an agent who's considering working with us is I say, hey, before we get married, we need to date each other first.
Unfortunately, our industry is built, they kind of give you a key to the office and a kick in the butt and they say, go figure it out.
And I think ever since we've started implementing Hello Week, our turnover has been a lot less.
Yes.
All right, guys, let's kick it off today. I'm here with my partner, Jason Palomino. And today we want to talk about something, a process that we've implemented in our business over the last probably year or so, right? And it's called Hello Week. And it'd be called Hell Week, Hello Week, right? Whatever you want to call it.
Gentle way is Hello.
It's a gentle week. It's Hello Week,
Hello
right?
Week,
And it's a process that we learned from being in a coaching program with other team leaders, and it's actually done wonders for our business. It's really helped really move the needle in our business in the last year. And so we want to explain what Hello Week means and why we do it, and why it's good for agents who are considering joining a team. And if you're a team leader watching this, why this is something you might want to implement in your business as well.
Absolutely.
Right? So Jason, what is Hello Week? What is it? What is it?
Yeah. So for us, we were, bringing on new agents.
Yeah.
And what we noticed was, some agents would stay, some agents would kind of enjoy the culture, or some agents would part ways. So what we learned was to, first we have a quick little phone interview. We invite agents over to our team meeting.
Yeah.
And then if they like the culture, they want to go to the next step, which would be Hello Week.
Yeah.
And so during Hello Week, they would spend, basically 4 days with me, with you, with the team, and they get to see what real estate is really about. They get to also see what PRG is really about.
Yeah.
And we give them a light stack of our technology, so they get to check out the tools that PRG uses. Mm-hmm. And one of the key benefits that I like, if I have 4 agents that start Hello Week with me, I typically end up with 3 that stay. And what I like about that is that it filters out people that had a different perspective of what real estate really is.
Yeah.
So that's one of the key things. And then the 3 that stay, they typically are ready to go all in on real estate. They have a true understanding of what it takes to have success in real estate. And so that's an idea of why we started it and how it kind of plays out.
Yeah, and for clarification, right, this is the way we now onboard agents to our team, right? It's our onboarding process. And the way I like to describe it when I'm meeting with an agent who's considering working with us is I say, hey, before we get married, we need to date each other first, right? And I say, before you move your license to our team, before you make it official, you got to come spend the whole week with us.
Yeah.
I want you to come spend the week with us so you can join all of our team meetings. Yeah. You can be in the office. You can get to know the people. You can see what our leadership is like. You can go through an orientation. You can get access to our systems, our processes, our leads. And at the end of that week, we're going to know, right, you a good fit for us and are we a good fit for you, basically, right? And what it does is it allows you to go kind of test what it's like working with the team before making it official and moving your license, only to later find out like, well, hey, this is not what I thought it was going to be, right?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a great way for both the agent to interview the broker and the broker to interview the agent, right? I think it's because everyone looks good at an interview, right? Everyone's good to go on an interview, but I like that idea. Like I like the way you're putting it. We get to date before we get married, and it's an accountability for both parties, right? Yeah. I really feel like when I'm hosting Hello Week, I do have to perform and bring and show the value that our brokerage have, our technology we have, our culture that we have. And then it also shows the agent, holds them accountable to certain tasks that we do during Hello Week. Yeah. Right. And we can see if they complete those tasks. And we also, as a broker, have to own up to certain things that we're going to be accountable for.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think ever since we've started implementing Hello Week in the last year or so, our turnover has been a lot less. Yes. Right? Because what happens is these agents have to go, and they don't have to be new agents, just any agent looking to join our organization or partner with us. They have to go to this Hello Week and get a sense of what it's like. And at the end of that week, we might lose 1 or 2, but I'd rather lose them in the first week and say, hey, maybe this is not for you, than to have them transfer their license, make it official, we get their headshots, we do all this stuff, and then 3 months later,
it's not a good fit.
Then it's not a good fit, right? And so we really try to give it to them, right, in that first week, like let them see everything, right? This is exactly what you're going to be doing every day, how we run the team, and it solves a lot of that turnover, right?
Yeah, it does. And you mentioned something. It's not just for brand new agents. I mean, I have agents that have been in the industry that's done our Hello Week for 3-5 years, and some of the skills that we teach during Hello Week, at the end of those 4 days, they come up to me. They're like, Jason, this is amazing. I've never seen it been taught this way. These are skills that I'm definitely going to be able to utilize in my business. Or I had another agent tell me, Jason, I bought leads for the last 8 months and I did not approach my script or my dialogue the way you just taught us. Now I'm going to go back, and now they're actually bringing those opportunities to life and bringing those deals to life. So it's again, I like that you said it's not just for brand new agents. It's going to be for anyone that's looking to join our brokerage, obviously, but also just if you just want to come check it out to see if, to learn a new skill, right?
Yeah.
And that's when I tell people, I go, you spend 4 days with me, and you spend 4 days in my office, I guarantee after those 4 days, worst case, you're just going to learn something.
You're going to learn something, right? You're going to learn something, you can take it and go try to run with it on your own, right?
Absolutely.
Now, we had an agent recently, John, right? John's been in the business for 20 years, right? Relocated from out of state, trying to build his business back in the Bay Area, went to a couple different brokerages, then he came with us, spent the whole Hello Week, right? And then now, he got through that, and he's like, man, this is the place I want to be at. Yeah. And now he's rocking and rolling. Now he's booking appointments. Now he's got things going, and he's starting to build his business up.
Yeah.
Some newer guys too, right? That are like, hey, I've been to other brokerages, and it was kind of like, just go figure it out on your own, right?
And that's kind of the analogy I used. I say, when you go to certain brokerages, unfortunately, our industry is built where they kind of give you a key to the office and a kick in the butt, and they say, go figure it out, right? And that's. We found that if you do that, the chances of the agent failing is a lot higher. Yeah. So we kind of, by getting the coaching and the mentoring, we figured a way like, hey, listen, let's give more guidance, because if you do that, then agents they say real estate doesn't work, but they weren't properly trained correctly. Yeah. Right. So I think that's important to understand. Within that Hello Week, you get some proper training. You get a true sense of our culture, and you get to decide whether this is something you really want to do. Do you want to be a real estate agent? Because I do put your feet to the fire.
Yeah, you do. I had one of the agents say, man, Jason's a savage, right? But in a good way, right?
Yeah,
he's like, dude, the stuff that he's teaching us, like in that first Hello Week, he's like, I've only been here 1 week, and I've learned more in 1 week than I've learned in the past year. Yeah. When I was trying to do it at a different brokerage or figure stuff out on my own. He's all like, you're teaching the real practical stuff of what it takes to generate list appointments, convert them, stuff like that. Right?
How to host a buyer presentation, listing presentation. It's important, guys. I think, because obviously there's theory, but I like to actually put things in action. Yeah. Right. And so that's what we do during our Hello Week. Yeah, there's going to be some classroom, but a big part of it is going to be some action being taken. And then something that we do is we look at the body of work that you've done within those few days, and then we start coaching and managing, based on that information.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's break down let's break down okay, it's Monday through Thursday. Yeah. Right. We've kind of tweaked it a little bit over the last year, right? It's Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. basically, right? So you're going to spend 4 days with us from 9 to 1. What happens day 1, 2, 3, and 4? Give us a overview.
So day 1 is going to be more background of our company, our culture, our values. And then we do a business plan for them on day 1. Yeah. And then we also do a lot of script training on day 1, right? So after day 1, you'll know about our company, our culture. You'll be logged into our CRM. And then you'll also be able to know how to start making calls. Yeah. Okay.
And then you're also doing some sort of icebreaker. You're getting to know the agents as well, right? They're sharing and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, we're getting to know, it's really uncovering the why. Why real estate, what's important to them, and that's also part of their business plan. Right? Because, each agent is going to have a different path, right? It's going to be very similar, but it's going to be a little different. I have some agents that are, maybe they have no kids, no husband and wife. And so they're all in on real estate. They want to make $500,000 their first year. I got other agents where they're, hey, Jason, you know what? I have 2 kids, I have a husband, and I got to manage the home, but I want to make $100K. Well, that business plan is going to look a little different than the $500,000 earner. Yeah. Right. And that's something where we kind of tailor it and we kind of coach them up based off of that. But bottom line, they all have to have the certain skills. And one of the main skills that I see on day 1 is just building up the scripts on how to talk to people. Whether you're going to be door knocking, doing open houses, calling, PPC leads, or even our Zillow Flex leads. You got to be able to have a script and know how to talk to potential buyers and sellers. We focused that on Monday. And then on Tuesday, we actually do some role play in the morning, and then we actually give them about 30 leads from our CRM, and they have to go ahead and contact them 3 times. They have to send a text message, and they have to send an email in the morning, and then we also have them do that in the afternoon. And then after that, what we'll do on Wednesday is we'll go ahead and really unpack the work they did on Tuesday. We'll listen to their calls as a group, and we'll see how we can go ahead and coach them at that time.
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead.
So Monday, more of kind of the orientation, right? Kind of laying out the framework and stuff, preparing them to jump on the phones and start, prospecting basically on Tuesday. And then on Tuesday, we host our sales meetings, which I host a sales meeting every Tuesday from 12 to 1. And so that's where now they get to sit in the sales meeting with the rest of the team and participate, in what we're talking about, right? What's going on in the market? What are the things that are happening in our business? And then Wednesday, you're reviewing.
We're reviewing all the work they did on Tuesday, answering any questions they have, any objections. We'll listen to some of the calls as a team to see, how we can coach them. And then what we also do on Wednesday is I actually do a buyer presentation for them. So they actually see what a buyer presentation looks like. Okay. I role play it with one of the agents in the office, and we take them from A to Z on the buyer presentation. And I give them homework after we're done doing the buyer presentation on Wednesday. They are required to practice the buyer presentation, and each one of them, they go ahead and do the buyer presentation for us on Thursday.
Okay, so by Thursday, they have to do the buyer presentation in front of you, right?
Yeah.
And it's probably not going to be perfect at that point, right? But it's really just putting them out there and making them move it forward, right?
Yeah, it's because what I've realized is that, I can sit up there and talk the whole time, but I really want them to walk away with a skill. Something where they can do some dollar-producing activities by the end of that week. And by having them knowing the script, having them call in our CRM, having them meet, being part of the team culture, the team sales meeting, and then having them practice a buyer presentation. By that time, if you book an appointment, if they book an appointment, they'll know how to set up that appointment and go ahead and present to that client.
And they already got about 25 or 30 leads that we handed them that they can work. Right?
Yes.
So they're immediately getting a kickstart to their business.
Yeah,
right?
And I would say 90% of the time they're booking at least 1 to 2 appointments. Each agent that does my Hello Week, 1 to 2 appointments within the first 3 to 4 days.
Wow.
Yeah. It's 90%.
So already getting into production of meeting with clients.
Absolutely. Right? The ones that, and again, let's look at the ones that are not getting into production right away. Though, and again, it's those are the ones that may be a little timid or a little afraid of actually making the calls, or not even the calls, just having conversations about real estate. And not to say that they can't be great, they just may take a little bit longer.
Got it. Okay. And then also on Thursday, we also host a training every Thursday for the whole team, right, from 12 to 1. And we're usually, we've been doing buyer presentation and listing presentation. We break into groups, people who want to work on the listing presentation, a little more high level. I'm meeting with them. I'm going through the presentation with them. We're making each person role play it. We're critiquing them. That's been really cool. And that's been really helpful for people to learn when they see someone else do it and we all get to grade them, right? And then you kind of learn what to do and what not to do by doing that, right?
And I love that because I'm doing the buyer side of it. And I love it because there's a script, right? We have a buyer presentation, we have a listing presentation. But what I really love about sales in general is that each one of us may have a little different presentation, right? We have the guideline of the presentation, but each one of us bring our own style, our own charisma to it, right? And I think it's great for us to see our peers do that, because I might take something. I hear something you do, I'm like, Enrique, I'm stealing that. I'm going to be using that on my next presentation. Right. So it's good that we have that type of environment where we're all contributing. Right. I think that's a big thing in our team, is that it's not like people are here just to take. Everyone is here to contribute, to help the team, to make each one of us better.
Yeah, right? No, definitely. And I've seen the progress, man, and just like the culture in our office, and even a lot of the new people that are coming through Hello Week, they're just like pumped, right? Yeah. And I think what it is the expectation's been set. They've been armed with skills, right? And then the ones that didn't make it through, well, they're not here. Right, so we're just bringing on these people who are motivated and ready, and like stuff's rocking and rolling right now, right? Which is really cool, and so I'm really glad just to see the progression that we've made, because we've been doing this for 20 years. We've onboarded a lot of agents, and there's probably been a lot that we onboarded not the best way, right? And we've learned from that, right? And we're not done yet, right? We're going to continue to refine it and make it better, but I think for anybody out there watching this, if you're an agent considering joining a brokerage or a team or anything, ask them, can I come spend a week with you?
Yeah.
Before I move my license? Can I come be here every day? Unfortunately, a lot of them don't have that, right? Like when I've talked to other teams and other agents, they're like, oh, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Like we meet with you and then we try to get you to sign up with us right then and there. No. A lot of times they're signing a contract, right? Like I know agents who meet and then they try to get them to sign a 1-year contract or else they got to pay some fees back or something like that. Yeah. Without even knowing if that's going to be a good fit for them, right? Like to me, that's like getting married first and then dating later, right?
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that. I think, and even for me as the manager, the broker is like, I don't know. We don't have a magic picker, right? We don't know who's going to be a great agent or who's going to be a great fit. And the best way to find that out for both parties is let's do like a interview or an in-person job interview, work interview, right?
Yeah, working interview, right?
And it's paid dividends for us. And I think, for us, it also, what I like about it also holds me accountable to make sure that I'm providing value during that hello week, right? It's I got to perform for these agents. I want to attract agents. I want agents to stay with us. I want agents to have success. So I got to provide those tools.
Yeah. And you and I meet, Jason and I have a business meeting every Wednesday. We met yesterday, right? Yeah. And what we were talking about the majority of the time is how do we make it better?
Yeah.
Right? Always. Like, hey, this is what I'm doing right now. This is what's working great. But like, how do I make this week even better, right? And I like that because I see you're excited about that, right? Like, and you and I are brainstorming, and
absolutely,
you're running it. I'm helping you, put it together. But it's really kind of changed the dynamic within our office and the way that we view onboarding, and it just makes it really, really exciting. I think the agents can sense that, right? And so any agent, like I said, don't sign up with a brokerage before you go out and test them out first. I definitely would recommend that because switching your license and announcing it on Facebook and all this stuff only for like 2 months later to realize like that wasn't really
a good fit.
Wasn't a good fit. That also doesn't look good, right? How many agents have we seen where they bounce around from brokerage to brokerage where you're like, all right, you're moving again, right? And no disrespect to anybody, but from the outsider looking in, that doesn't necessarily look good on your resume, right? And some of that could have been avoided if you would have just kind of did a little more due diligence, tested them out a little bit more, spent some time so that when you do make the decision, you're less likely to need to, part ways later down the line.
Right? Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I mean, and the great thing is obviously we have our Tuesday meeting, we have our Thursday meeting. So they get a lot of me, they get a lot of you, but they also get the office, right? Which I think is important because, we spend a lot of time here. So you want to make sure you're surrounding yourself around the right culture that fits you.
Yeah. Right? And team leaders and real estate brokers who might be watching this, like we're openly sharing, right? Because we know this helps, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like for us as an industry, we want less turnover in the industry. We want people to get weeded out who aren't necessarily a good fit for our industry and the good ones to stay because then that makes our industry stronger at the end of the day, right? And so I would recommend like take from this and adjust your onboarding, right? So that you keep the good people and you don't bring on the ones that maybe weren't just a good fit for your operation, right?
Yeah.
I think that's definitely going to help you be successful in the long run.
Yeah, no, I like that. As a team leader, and this is something we learned, right? Before we were just like, come on board. And I think we looked at a lot of people's potential. But what we learned is look at people's pattern, right? And beyond that now with Hello Week, let's see what they're actually doing. What kind of work can they do? Are they committed? Are they showing up on time? Are they willing to make the 60 dials in the first day? Are they willing to prepare to present a presentation for you, right? Are they taking their business serious? Is that someone that I want to partner with? So as a team leader, I think it definitely, it saves you a lot of time and headache, and you're no longer guessing whether you're choosing the right agent. You actually put them through a process, and they can, they will go ahead and self-select, right?
Yeah.
And so I think it's important to do that as a team leader.
Absolutely. So, I mean, this is definitely like one of the keys to success with onboarding, right? Whether you're the one that's onboarding or you're the one that's trying to onboard people to your team, right? Definitely take away from this. Now, this is going to segue now to just an announcement that we want to make. So as part of our Hello Week, we've now developed an online coaching program called Agent Launch, and you guys are going to start seeing some of that marketing going out there. But Agent Launch is basically what I've done is I've curated like years of information, right? Of like what to focus on. Like, how do I launch an agent's career? That's why it's called Agent Launch, right? How do I get you off the ground? Doesn't matter if you're brand new or if you're just kind of trying to build your business still, but how do I get you up to a top producer as quick as possible? And so we go into everything from mindset to lead generation, to working with buyers, to working with sellers, to managing your business, to managing your transactions and your clients, and delivering great service so that you gain referrals. Like, we really break it all down, and we have all the training videos in there, all the PDFs, all the stuff you can swipe and deploy, and the Canva templates and all that stuff, right?
And one key thing I love is that, you know, a lot of times when you're a newer agent or even a newer team leader, it's like, what technology do I buy? What technology do I believe in, right? Or what technology do I want to try out? And I think that's what I love about our launch, is that we have specific trainings for some of the technology we actually use. Right, that's been proven, right? So that's another key that we have with that launch program, which is pretty exciting.
And my plans as I'm developing this, right? This is the first rollout of Agent Launch. There's going to be one called Agent Scale, where it's like, okay, once launch should take you up to like $500,000 in GCI, right? If you follow this stuff, you can bring in $500,000 easily. How about trying to get to $1 million in GCI, from 500 to $1 million? That's now a different path, right? That's for someone who's already producing, but now they maybe need to implement leverage into their business, more systems, more processes,
assistance,
assistance, all that stuff like that, right? Admin support. And so I'm going to be rolling out another program later this year. I'm trying to roll these all out in the next few months of like the scale. How do I scale my business now? And then from there, the path for many people is like, okay, I want to start a team just like we did, right? And I'm going to be rolling out one where it's called Team Launch, right? And like how to launch your team. And it's going to be all the stuff that we've learned in the last 20 years of how to build your team, eliminate the trial and error, and be able to offer that to people through a coaching platform.
You know, I'm excited because we've been a part of this journey together. And I love it because it's not theory. It's actually, we're going to give the true and tried, what works, what doesn't work, our ups and downs, and give it to you so that you can just implement it immediately. Right. And it's very similar to what we're doing now with our agents here, right? We get a brand new agent or agent that may be, you know, coming from a different place. Immediately they can plug in and start having success. Right. And so I love that we're having these different levels that we can give, you know, really meeting the agent or the team leader where they're at.
Exactly. Right? And that's the whole point of it, right? And that's I think the next step for us in our growth journey, right? Of just being able to now not just coach the agents within our organization, but coach agents outside. Because I have a lot of people who hit me up on social media, hey, like, let me get that or whatever, right? And I don't mind sharing stuff, but it's very, very, like, I don't have time, right? So I'm like, well, how can I develop something that's a win-win? Where now I can actually put some structure and create a, platform off of this, where now I can give you all the stuff that you need, right? I'm not just giving you bits and pieces. I'll take you through the whole journey, right? And so look out for that, guys. It's called Agent Launch. The cool thing is, like, if you partner with us, right? There's a partnership option. Anybody who partners with us gets that for free, right? That's open to all the agents on our team, all the people in our organization through EXP and all that stuff. And so that's one option. Or there's going to be a paid version. So if you're like, hey, I'm at a different brokerage, but I want the info and I want to implement it on my own, no problem. You can pay for the coaching thing, and then there'll be coaching calls as well that happen on a weekly basis to help you implement the stuff. So it's not just watching the videos and going through the platform, but also live coaching that you can get, interaction, right? Because that's the best way to learn.
I love that. And Enrique, just to clarify, they don't need to join our team to get it for free.
No.
Right? It's not just be on Team PRG to get it for free. There's going to be different options.
There's partnership options, right? So we have a few ways you could partner with us.
I like that.
Whether it's our team, whether you just want to partner and have your own team. There's partnership options, basically. And those are things we can discuss. We don't think there's a one size fits all. That's what we've learned, right? Is everyone's in a different journey, and so it depends. It's meeting you where you're at, basically, right? That's where it goes into. So look out for that, guys. If you're interested, DM me, respond. You'll see some stuff on ways you can find out more. If you want some of this Hello Week stuff, or even just like some of the templates that we have for the Hello Week to do your onboarding, reply also wherever you see this video, and we're glad to share it.
More than willing. Even jump on a quick call, jump on a quick Zoom, show you exactly what we're doing. Definitely open to do it.
Yeah. So thanks, guys, for tuning in today. We'll be in touch soon.
Thanks, guys.